Let's be honest. Nobody, absolutely nobody wakes up and thinks, yeah, I want to be more fat today and I want to have less money in my bank account. Let's just be honest. Let's be completely honest. And the reason why I started thinking about this was because I'm relatively new to my, gym and fitness journey. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily new to like a healthy lifestyle. I've always engaged in sports. I've been relatively active. But in terms of going to the gym consistently, this was something, as someone who had a skinnier, lean, athletic build, and when I say lean, I'm talking skinny. Let's just be vulnerable. I was skinny. As someone that was skinny, this was daunting. This was diametrically opposed. It was a complete opposite to an area that was comfortable to me. Going to the gym where you see everyone, they're jacked, they're in shape, that was something that was not on my list of things to do. The reason why? It was pretty uncomfortable. And then I've realized recently, since I stopped drinking, I've been consistent with the gym. And I thought, everybody wants to be in better shape. It's made me realize we come up with ways to cope with things. And the reason I've realized this is I still look in the mirror and I see certain imperfections. Some of the strongest people, the people with the most muscle mass, the people with the most aesthetic bodies are in certain elements self-conscious about the way they look. Not in a negative way, but they're always looking for ways to improve because they may have, shredded abs, but they want more defined shoulders, or they may have defined shoulders and they want to develop their chest. And this made me start realizing nobody thinks, okay, tomorrow I want to wake up more unattractive and have less money. So it means there's an element within all of us that wants to try. And I think, what is that differentiator? What is the difference between those that show up and those that don't? And I believe it's it's almost these self-imposed blocks that people put on themselves. People say that they don't care. And one of the biggest lessons that you can take from being around beautiful women or being around people that are extremely in shape is that they have certain levels of insecurity. So if there's certain levels of insecurities there, you cannot tell me that if you wake up and you're out of shape, or if you're skinny and you look in the mirror and you think, I don't have a frame that is physically imposing, or you look at your gut and you just see excess layers of fat from the decisions that you've made, choosing to be gluttonous. Nobody looks at that and can be happy with that. And one of the biggest lessons with gym, and I don't think is a negative thing, is that even when you are in decent shape, even when you are ripped, you look at yourself and you believe that there's more, which tells me that everyone has an innate desire to improve on themselves. But you're only going to make it worse the more you degrade your body. And it goes down to why working on your body and working on yourself is so important, because your image precedes you. Before you meet somebody, you cast a judgment on them based on how they appear. And it's for good reason. It's pattern recognition. You're able to see, okay, is this somebody that's trustworthy? Is this somebody that respects themselves enough? Are they going to respect me? It gives an indication into behaviors. How is this person going to treat me? How is this person going to take care of something if they don't take care of themselves? And I think is one of the biggest signs of gratitude to look after this vessel that you've been given. If we all are aware that this is the one, potentially one life that we live, or is guaranteed the one life we live within this body, why would you not make it the absolute best? It blows my mind. And there's body game, looks maxing, there's different communities, but it simply just comes down to your standards and your level of respect for yourself. And going to the gym consistently over the last 8 months, I wouldn't even call I'm not a gym bro. I'm not here to talk about fitness content. I'm not here to, I want to live a holistic life where I'm balanced, where we're spiritually rich, we have financial abundance, and our health is A1. By A1, fully optimized. We're dialed in so that it supports us in pursuing our goal and our vision. So it's not just about the health, but you have to understand, and it's kind of just to nip in the bud the idea that you are comfortable being mediocre within your body. I don't believe it's possible. The reason I don't believe it's possible is because the people I've seen in the best condition, the people that are the most aesthetically pleasing, there's areas that they want to improve on. There's no way you can tell me you look in the mirror, if you were to strip down completely naked and look in the mirror, that you would be content with what you see. And it goes a step further, because looking one way is one thing, but then not taking actions to change it. What that's going to play on your psychology is almost going to double, and is going to exponentially sort of increase the risk of you having and facing certain issues. Because it was okay to look in the mirror and look at my body and be like, I feel skinny. I'm not pleased with this. I don't like the way my arms are looking. I don't like the way my shoulders fit. I don't like the way I fit in clothes. I'm someone that's quite tall. So if you're tall and skinny, if anything, it can be worse. People talk about these these natural things, or things that people have attributes wise. But a lot of us have had to put in the work, or we've had to develop certain areas to improve the inadequacies. So it comes ultimately down to there being a choice. When you assess this, when you get that calling on your conscience that you're not necessarily pleased with something and it's within your ability to change it, please take action. There were times that, I'd be on the beach, or I'd take my top off, and I'd feel insecure about the person I am. And that's somebody that's considered to be tall, confident, and has had a decent ability to speak over time. So it's made me realize now it's not necessarily about me. I come here to send this message to somebody that thinks that they can't change the current situation that they're in, because I was there. I was skinny. I had a skinny build. Literally, like, I don't think you get it. And that was something that I didn't let consume me, but it definitely was something that was on my mind. So I'm here to say, if you have an area of your body that was within your control to work on, show up for yourself. Show up for your own self-esteem. Don't show up necessarily for the veneer and the exterior, but show up for how you're going to feel, but also show up for the respect for yourself that you've been given this body. You've been given this vessel. You've been given this vehicle that you have to navigate throughout this world. And are you taking adequate care of it? That's the question. Are you? Is it something comfortable to be in? It's crazy that we even have the choice. It's amazing that we have the ability to modify this, and it's going to be one of our biggest assets. Every single person you meet is going to cast a judgment on you. Whether you are, naturally pretty in the face, or you have certain attributes, everybody can appreciate. And you know the word that I'm going to say next? Respect somebody that's in shape. And the reason that you're given this level of respect is because you've got something, or you've invested into yourself, and it's something that's difficult, because it's something that most people won't take out the time to work on. Most people won't do it. So now your initial experience with someone is increased. You have given yourself leverage in a situation just by working on yourself, and you're the one that gets to reap all the benefits. It's literally like investing into a stock, and you keep all of the benefits, and it compounds and it grows, and it gives you access to more opportunities. When you meet somebody and they feel your presence and they see the way that the clothes fit on you, that is going to give you more respect. And as we've established at the start of the video, categorically, nobody wakes up and thinks, I want to be fatter and have less money. And the people that even have the most money, and the people that are in the most shape, they still want to get better. So, again, if you're one of those people watching, perhaps this may help. If you have a sentiment of competitive edge, just think about that. Somebody that is already in better shape than you and has more money than you, and is going for the same resources and is trying to achieve the same things you're trying to achieve, they care more about these things than you do, and you're already behind. So for me personally, that was how I had to view it, because I'm naturally someone that's quite competitive, and not in a sort of negative way, or in a way that consumes me with, competition, but is in a way where I have pride for myself. I feel like I am worthy of good things. If you feel like you are worthy of good things, you have to position yourself as someone that's deserving of good things. Honestly, like, that one there hit me the most when I thought there are people out there that already have way more money and are in way better shape, and they're outworking me. And it's not like, oh yeah, it's just a competition of who wins. It's like, no, they're going for the same resources, essentially. You know what I mean? And there is enough for everyone. I don't want it to be completely scarcity driven. There should be a level of abundance, but just understand that sometimes in life things are competitive, you know? And without a doubt, these things are taken into consideration. When you see someone, how they portray themselves is literally a reflection of the standards they have. If you don't rise to your ambitions, you're going to fall to your standards. So if you're at the top, a lot of the time, your standards are going to be the things that can drag you down. But when you're at the bottom, the standards are going to be the things that can elevate you. So either way, the way you perceive yourself and taking care of this body has to be paramount. Because even if you have all of the money at the top, and you've got all the acclaim, and you've got all of the status, and you've got all of the spirituality, the very same thing can be the same that takes you down. Not taking care of this body, because that is a reflection of how you view yourself. Clearly you don't view yourself with much esteem, because if you do, it's impossible. Like when you have a very strenuous workout, your body craves the things that are going to replenish it. So it's almost like the work starts to begin to get done for you. So if you're considering, working on your fitness, understand that the initial hurdle is going to be the most difficult part. But eventually, as humans are so good at adapting, your body is autonomous. It tells you what you need. The most difficult thing is showing up to the gym. Then when you show up there, again, this is showing up to the gym, that's within your control. Once you're in the gym, the level of intensity that you work out at, that is within your control. Then the rest is going to be almost guided to you, because when you're tired, if you're someone that stays up late at night, you're not gonna your body will switch off. Your body will require nutrient rich foods, because you're going to want to replenish yourself. Then if you're craving foods that are bad for you, it's only going to hinder your recovery. So you're going to be sore for longer, and you're not going to see the results you want, and it's going to affect your performance. So there's a 360 kind of moment, is all integrated. So the most important step is just understanding the importance, understanding that this will affect your life, whether you like it or not. You're going to have to deal with the consequences down the line. And you also have to deal with the consequences of how every individual interacts with you based on your initial appearance. That's one thing. The next thing is just understanding that if you do want to start, and you do have that calling and that level of seriousness, and you understand that, you will be guided. Again, the path will kind of illuminate as you walk it, because once you work out, once you have one strenuous workout, you're going to sleep better that night. You will be sore, but see that as your muscles repairing itself. Now, you're going to have an inclination to eat cleaner based on recovering yourself faster. And then now you're going to get yourself into positive loops. So, yeah, I just think it's something, honestly, it's something that people don't really discuss. And there are elements of people just coping with their current circumstances. And I guess, yeah, seeing people that are in phenomenal shape, and seeing beautiful women, and understanding that, oh, even they have the areas that they consider to be deficits. If you're behind, I know you feel it. And sometimes you just need somebody to tell you to make that jump, and understand the importance, and understand the consequences, and understand ultimately the consequences are going to benefit you down the line. They're going to benefit you the most. So yeah, man. Start small, but take action. Don't think that you're going to be able to get the results without the action. Get yourself to the gym. Take care of your body. Start nourishing your body and start nourishing your mind. That initial step is the foundations. Whenever something goes wrong, I always assess, am I eating right? Am I sleeping right? And am I exercising? Because that's the fundamental foundations of how I perceive myself and how I'm looking after my body. Once you have that basic, baseline of I perceive myself as someone that is worthy of good things and I appreciate and have gratitude for this body that I've been given, that I'm fortunate enough to have, and I'm healthy enough to do so, it will be a complete disservice to not consider those things. And that's why the most basic steps can often help you get back into alignment, because it's not necessarily adding things and overcomplicating, it's taking away the things that are diminishing your health and pulling from you spiritually, the mental capacity that other things are taking up. But yeah, always remember that, man. Whether we like it or not, people are going to judge you based on how you appear. That is within your control to take advantage of it. Not only that, you can now foster better relationships, but you also feel better. You're also performing better because you're signaling to yourself that you care about yourself. You're releasing the positive endorphins of exercise. You're showing yourself that you can do things that are difficult. There is no downside to you working on your body. Think about that. There is no negative. If there was, or if there is, comment below and let me know. But other than that, I think it's one of the first pillars in regards to your personal development and ascending. And yeah, you may have the money, but there are people that have the money and have a good body and have the family. It's like they're not mutually exclusive. People believe just because somebody's in good shape, or just because somebody's in shape, that they don't have other areas of their life sorted. They're not spiritually inclined. They don't know how to speak. They're just dumb. They're just some gym guy. Or just because somebody has money, they're instantly a negative or bad person. Some people have everything. And if we're saying that this is the one opportunity, an opportunity because it's not a chance, it's an opportunity. We've been given this opportunity in this body, in this vessel. Why not make it the best one? Why not max out all the characters? Become undeniable in all areas. Almost like a cheat code. Like, wow, this person is spiritually in tune. They're in shape. They've got their money right. They've got great relationships. They've got a family. They've got it all. And immediately, imagine how much that person can do for the people that are most important to them. They say if you're useful, be used. Be used, don't be useless. Allow people to use you. But in order to be useful, you've got to bring something to the table. And I honestly think fitness, if you work on how you take care of yourself, is going to extremely benefit your life. And if you're already at a certain level, but perhaps it's just the discipline of the routine of maintaining it that's going to steer you away from vices. So there's two ways to look at it. If you're in your building phase, this is going to help you become the person. This is going to help you become the person, not only confidence wise, but that can deal with adversity in order to get to the next level. And if you're somebody that's already got everything, is going to naturally keep your intuition away from the vices. And if you're somebody in between, is going to give you a level of consistency and routine. So at every level, I cannot see a net negative of working on your body. To begin with, it sets the foundations. You're building up that confidence and those small wins within yourself, where you build up those elements of trust. You're somebody now that at least trusts yourself. The interior will be shown exterior wise when you meet people. They'll know there's an element of trust. If you're in the middle, now you've got a level of consistency. You've got a level of consistency and you can see progress. And if you're at the top, you can always be pulled down to certain vices. But you're going to be less inclined to want to drink. You're going to be less inclined to want to drink if you look a certain way. You're gonna be less inclined to overindulge in eating certain foods when you know you have a body to maintain. So yeah, bear this in mind and try it. Try it. Try it for a week. Just get to the gym. You know what I'm trying to say? On this channel, I don't necessarily post a lot of gym stuff. But you could always go to my Instagram or check out one of my other YouTube channels where I'm doing like vlogs and stuff like that. But for this, I just want to give the information raw, uncut, straight to you as I get it. So yeah, let's go, man. Let's get it. Take care of that vessel, man. Build it.